Hi, hello everyone. How are you? Hope you are doing well. Welcome to our channel IT Engineers 99. So thank you so much for joining to our channel. Today I'm going to discuss a topic on unlocking unlocking Jenkins pipeline secret series. We are gradually focusing on various industry standard topics. First, we'll concentrating on the Jenkins, then we'll concentrating on Kubernetes, then we'll concentrating on Ansible with Python, and also we focusing on various cloud projects, which includes AWS, Azure, and importance of the Terraform too. Today, I going to start various topics. Not today, I mean to say that we are going to start working on series. A series, nothing but we have different episodes, and each and every episode is so valuable and very important theoretically and practically. That's the reason I noted a title. I defined a title called Unlocking Jenkins Pipeline Secrets. Without further delay, in this series, first I would like to start discussing on a few basic topics like what is the CI, continuous integration, and what is CI server, and what are the various CI server tools, and most waiting topic is what is pipeline. What is pipeline? Why we need pipeline? What are the different types of pipelines? Different types of pipelines. Different types of pipelines. Especially declarative pipeline, and a scripted pipeline. So next, what is the pipeline structure? First, we'll concentrating on these few basic things. Why I was selected these topics before diving into the promised use cases. Like yesterday, I posted a query as a question or question in the in the Telegram channel is what is stash and unstash DSL statement in the Jenkins. So before giving solution for the task, first I would like to take all of us into a proper track. Let us summarize the basic things. Let us revise the things. If you are already knew about these things, please try to listen a few minutes, or you can skip also. But trust me, who are coming to this discussion first time, definitely it will touch you a lot. So without further delay, here first understand what is continuous integration, the CI. So this is very common term. Every DevOps engineers are aware of that. The continuous integration is a software engineering practice where multiple developers working on application, and each and every application is built by various developers, and each and every developer build the code base. They will share the code base into the repository. So whenever we share the code into the multiple teams or multiple developers into the repositories, We need to examine, you need to cross check, you need to verify whether each and every code is checked in by the developer is really valid or not. That's why a continuous integration is a best software engineering practice in the pipeline. In this continuous integration, there is a word called continuous integration, remember it. Each check-in made by the developer. So each check-in made by the developer can be verified either either pull-based mechanism, pull-based mechanism, or push-based mechanism. I really like this term effectively. Even lots of experts across the community in our open source world using these two terms. I really appreciated. I adopted these terms when I started working in IT environment. Yes, thank you so much for our buddies who are adopted these terms. So, what is a pull mechanism and push mechanism? So, in pull mechanism, we are trying to execute. We are trying to execute the. We are trying to execute execute the uh, automated build, automated build, automated build at a scheduled time, at a scheduled time, at a scheduled time. This is called pull-based mechanism. Here, what is a build? Build is nothing but a set of executable source code generated after source code compilation. We don't want to dive into those terms now in this context. First, understand the importance of the session. Our concentration is on Jenkins pipeline secrets. So if I want to concentrating on pipeline secrets, first we need to understand what is a pipeline. Before pipeline, what is the initial stages of the pipeline, CI. So what is a CI? Continuous integration. What is integration? Integrating the code, combining the code, mixing the code, whatever the code is developed by the developer in a daily based or minute based or hourly based, or the continuous integration is a mechanism of integrating the changes, integrating the changes. Those integrating the changes can be done in two ways. One is at scheduled time. Scheduled time in the sense, you know very well, who are already aware of the cron job in the Linux. You fix some time. You fix some time at the GitHub or your other favorite repository hosting server, and your CS server like Jenkins or other tools will always scan it. If at the time if there is a change, then automatically it's trying to download the code and you will start performing the CI operations. For example, if there is no such changes happen that moment, unnecessarily I would like to restart my entire pipeline execution. It's time waste. Instead of building the pipeline or instead of executing the build at scheduled time, why can't you generate the bill at whenever the changes are happen? That's why you can say execute execute the automated bill when there is a changes are when when changes are when changes are saved in repository. This is so your entire CI/CD pipeline can be triggered either pull-based mechanism or push-based mechanism. In generally, who are adopting the agile process within a short span of time, continuous integration is very important development practice where different develop like all developers are working a copy of code and they are going to share into the repository several times a day. At moment, I would like to combine the code. I need to compile the code. I need to run the test. If the unit tests are failure, I would like to alert my teams. Then developers are fix it. Again, I need to retest and I need to generate the package and I need to store my artifacts into your Nexus or JFrag. So first concentrating on CI. So I will explain how this CI part will automatically work in Jenkins with our Groovy pipelines. So hope you understand what is a continuous integration. All right, next. Here there is another term called as what is CI server? Wow, what is a CI server? Continuous integration server, like server. Server is nothing but a software where we are trying to configure your CI activities. For example, you know very well popular CI server tools like Jenkins. Even there is a one more tool is called Jenkins X. Very popular version of the Jenkins, like extended version of the Jenkins, I can say, as per my personal observation. There are two tools in the market, especially in the CA server. Two tools in the sense major contributors: Jenkins, Jenkins X. Apart from the Jenkins, yes, we have a GitLab CI, a Travis CI, and a GitHub Apps, GitHub Actions. A lot of other CA tools are there. We are not talking about those things. So CA server is a software environment where we are trying to automate all kind of CA actions like check out the code from repository and compile the code, perform unit testing, and do static code analysis and check the dependency analysis and generate the packages generate the packages generate the packages and uh, deploy the packages deploy the packages into into artifact servers like artifactory servers binary artifactory servers binary artifactory servers like Nexus and JFrog. And of course, we'll continue the rest of the stages. Suppose if these are the various actions, if you want to perform in agile process through web UI, like whatever your favorite tools like a Jenkins or uh, Travis VI, Travis CI, or maybe Circle CI, Bamboo, Lundbill, Continuum, GitLab, or GitHub Actions, whatever it is. Through web UI, it is take too much time to operate such actions. That's why CA server is an automation server. Is an automation server. Automation server is an automation server. Like we are targeting on Jenkins. And also, I will tell you the Jenkins X also. Keep this point. There are few terms I will stretch a lot because you need to get some bonus points. Jenkins X, we'll discuss next. So now I understood what is a continuous integration and what is a CA server. The CA server is a software environment where we are trying to automate CI operations. So if there is no CI server, it's very difficult for us to automate such operations. Next, what are the various CI server tools? You know very well CI tools in the market, like Jenkins, the Bamboo, and the GitLab CI, and the Circle CI. and GitHub Actions, and so on. CI. These are the various CI tools are there. And why there is more popularity about the Jenkins? That's why we need to talk about what is Jenkins. What is Jenkins? So just listen a few key points about the Jenkins. And even experienced people like 2 or 3 years and 4 years experienced people also may not use such terms. I will tell you definitely. So Jenkins is a software. Jenkins is a tool, and Jenkins is written in Java. The most important about the Jenkins is Jenkins is a platform independent. You can run Jenkins on multiple operating systems like Unix, Mac, Windows, and Linux. Even you can run on physical machines and virtual machines, and as well as we can run on the cloud platforms. Even we can run Jenkins as a containers, and we can configure the cluster. We can configure the Jenkins on the Kubernetes cluster, and we can run on it. So Jenkins is a most widely acceptable de facto standard tools in the market. Why? Because plugins, the plugins. I think so. As per my current updates, there are 1800 plus plugins are supported. 1800 plus plugins. 1800 plus plugins. So plugins are very important to speed up your automation tasks. That's why we have plenty of plugins from the languages point of view, the tools point of view, and also database point of view, and reporting point of view. So like we have JUnit plugins, TestNG plugins, Kubernetes plugins, Docker plugins, and Grafana, Prometheus plugins, even various plugins from the Jira and the Slack and build tools point of view, whatnot. So, and even you take any .NET based environment or Java based environment, Node.js environment, because Jenkins is just like a place where we can deploy, where we can automate your CI/CD actions. Here, my humble request is everyone is always talking about deploying an application, deploying an application. See, deploying application is the ultimate target to the DevOps engineer. So we need to shift our application from the dev to the production. There is no doubt at all. Dev to product. So, but while you are delivering the code from dev to prod, definitely it will take days or weeks. In between, to strengthen that process, to finish that process, to make our build is deployable, we need to perform so many activities. That's why each and every activity we have to automate in the CA level. That's why continuous integration and continuous delivery and continuous deployment. In generally, Jenkins is designed for continuous integration and delivery tool, not for deployment. But if I say, some people will kick me logically, no, guy, because continuous integration, continuous delivery, and continuous deployment also be possible with the Jenkins. Yes, I too accept it. But most of the times, I will say, right, continuous integration. Jenkins is generally designed for continuous integration, continuous delivery, continuous delivery. But people say you cannot use a continuous deployment. Yes, I do accept it. That's why here question is the first question from our side is this is most of the people may not focus why Jenkins is not uh, used for not used for deployment. In which context we use a Jenkins as continuous integration and delivery and deployment. You got my point? That's why always remember it. This is very, very, very crazy question. Is it? Very, very crazy questions. Now tell me, in which context Jenkins is not suitable for the deployment? If someone asks this question, then your answer is, suppose I want to handle large complex environments. Okay, large complex environment where I need a Kubernetes and as well as I need a Ansible configurations, right? So if you have a complex infrastructure management, keep this point. Uh, Complex infrastructure, infrastructure, complex infrastructure management, management. This time I won't prefer it. So because you need a lot of network setups and database setups, we need a high-end integration of the Ansible, Terraform, and Kubernetes. So that's why Jenkins is not. That's why uh, you go with the advanced Kubernetes deployments. You know very well. You may use Helm, okay, or I said right, Jenkins X. Like you come up with other tools like Argo CD or Flax CD. Those will support us. But there is one more point is Jenkins is also suitable for deployment. For what? Basic deployment. Suppose there is no complexity, then I have only basic deployment, very straight deployment. For basic deployment, if it is there in your environment, there suppose you want to move your artifacts like a jar or where or images from one server to another server. There, if you want to execute the script or if you want to trigger some deployment process, then it's a very suitable. So remember this point. Jenkins is used for deployment as well as Jenkins is not used for the deployment. That's why in which context you don't want to use the Jenkins for deployment. For larger complex management infrastructure is involved, Jenkins is not suitable. I will come back. I will come back with lots of bullet points is there. I don't want to make bore in this first video. We need to travel a lot technically. Okay. So then plugins and we have multiple jobs supports in the Jenkins like freestyle and pipelines. That is our current trending topic and multi-branch pipeline and there is a multi-configuration environment, multi-job plugins, like a lot of topics are there in the Jenkins. That's why here the major concentration is on the pipeline. So what is a pipeline? What is the pipeline? The pipeline is, this is one of the common buzzwords. So the pipeline is nothing but a series of stages, a series of stages, and each and every stage you are trying to automate an action, and each and every action is going to be perform activity in your pipeline. So pipeline is nothing but what is a series of stages. I can say is a series of stages which are required to automate workflow. I like this word very clear. I like this point very clearly. Why? Because workflow is nothing but your sequence of steps, your sequence of actions, your sequence of practices, what to automate, what not to automate. So if you are in pipeline, so there are a few considerations you need to take. One is when I go for pipeline. If I go for pipeline, what are the elements I have to include in the pipeline? If I want to develop the pipeline, what is my structure? What are the various elements inside the structure? So how to develop my pipeline structure? And what are the key elements in the pipeline structure? And what are the different types of pipelines supported in your favorite tool called Jenkins? And how the pipelines are differentiated in Jenkins and Jenkins X. So these are the topics we need to keep on exploring. Then we'll get interest on it. So in a simple explanation, if someone asks you a series of stages which you are trying to automate a workflow, right? That's called pipeline. So in generally, pipelines contains the collection of stages, and each stage contains contains collection of steps, and each step defines an action. So we need to talk about these key elements. So what is the advantage of writing the pipeline? As we discussed very clearly, the pipeline is nothing but you said right stages, isn't it? If you take an example of stage, so if you take example of stage, for example, this is one compile phase, and this is one test stage. This is one static code analysis, and this is a kind of static code analysis, then go with the dependency analysis, then package generation, and publishing artifacts into your favorites binary artifactory like a Nexus or JFrog or Docker Hub. So each and every pipeline is a series of phases, right? There's a phase one, phase two, phase three, four, five, six, isn't it? Of course, n number of phases. So this is compile. This is a compiles stage, and this is called a test stage. This is called a static analysis security testing, like static application security testing. People say, right. Then we do dependency analysis checks, dependency checks. Then we have packages. Then we are going to deploy the packages, package generation and deploy the packages, just for a few stages. See, each and every stage is very crucial to automate your CI flow. These stages are we need to automate inside the Jenkins. So in order to automate these stages inside my pipeline, if I include those stages inside the pipeline, my pipeline will give so many advantages to me. First of all, I can understand visualization. Visualization in the sense graphical, I can look at what is going on. I can look at my dashboard. I can understand how many stages are there in my application. Even I can see if one of the stage is failure, I can see the logs. I can understand it. According to my advanced pipeline visualization configurations, if any one of the stage is failure, I need to rerun from the particular pipeline steps, and more on grouping of all my actions in a logical manner. Because as you know that automation is nothing but what in generally. What is meant by automation? So we are writing automation, right? We are writing automation steps. DevOps is nothing but automation. Automation is nothing but what? Logical communication between the tools and scripts. Logical communication between two different software entities like. So you are writing a scripts or you are writing a program in the Jenkins. Of course, that's what I'm saying. We have hundreds of bullet points. You have to note it down. So when you are trying to listen my session, every theoretical statement is a one thumb rule, one key point. You need to note it down. They'll ask in the interview as well as it's more useful in the live environment. You need to consider when writing the script. So here automation is nothing but you said like a logical communication between two different software entities. The logical communication between different software entities, right? Now you are configure all these tools like suppose you are configuring the entire stages in your CA server tool called Jenkins, right? But Jenkins, if I want to work with the compile stage, for example, here you're working on the Java-based applications. One of the craziest thing in the Jenkins is Jenkins supports Java-based environment, .NET environment, SAP-based environment, and Node.js, React.js, and all kind of databases. Even it supports a mobile-based environment. It supports microservices, like all language, all basic major languages it supports. Suppose you want to compile the code and you want to run the test, you want to do static code analysis using SonarQube. So that's why in the compile level, use a build tools like Maven, right? Someone may use a Gradle, someone may use and SonarQube, right? Check marks and WhatsApp. So we have different tools are there. Then how each and every tool is going to communicate with the Jenkins? That's why Jenkins is going to talk to the Maven. Jenkins is going to talk to the SonarQube. Jenkins is going to talk to the WhatsApp. So that's why logical communication between different interfaces. How it is done? How it is done through a script. The scripting is nothing but we are saying like a pipeline as a code. Pipeline as a code. The pipeline as a code is nothing but Jenkins file. Jenkins file. That's why on the fly in the global world, we are using the word called as a pipeline. So by writing the pipeline, you can automate your workflow. By writing the pipeline, you can understand what to automate. By seeing the pipeline, we can understand what are the various stages are involved. So by configuring each and every tool in a systematic way in the CI server like Jenkins or GitLab or other favorite CI server, your pipeline gives so many advantages like visibility and grouping of your logical operations and instant feedback and dashboards and consistency and collaboration between the each and every stage. Collaboration is nothing but what here? Suppose build compilation. So the CI is majorly deals with the building teams like development team and testing team. So you can integrate delivery and deployment in the Jenkins also. That movement like Kubernetes tools integrated, Ansible tools are integrated, and database parts you can integrate. So that any one of the stages failure, we can automatically involve to the teams and ask them to fix it immediately. That's why one of the best advantage of CI is instant feedback, quick results, and will make this process very stable. That's why in a agile process, how it is possible within a short span of time? How can we integrate all these changes? That's why we need a standard pipeline. The pipeline you can return in the Jenkins is a Groovy based, or Jenkins supports the Python based. Jenkins supports the XML based. You can support the Ruby based. So it supports various types of compiler combinations and interpreter combinations, batch combinations, like any number of things. That's why it's very difficult for me to explain everything in one single series. That's why I gave one title called as Unlock Jenkins Pipeline Secret. Every term is unlocking. We'll definitely remember it. So that's the reason we are going to write down the pipeline. Then, what are the different pipelines in the Jenkins? First, we talk about the Jenkins only, not Jenkins X. In the Jenkins, there are two types of pipelines. One is a declarative pipeline. Second one is a scripted pipeline. One is a declarative pipeline and a scripted pipeline. Here, I will tell you, I will post one more series on the differences between a declarative and scripted pipeline. Normally, people will only talk pipeline if declarative pipeline starts with a pipeline block, that is called declarative pipeline. If your pipeline starts with a node block, that is called as a scripted pipeline. This is only one statement. Now we have different options are there, different points you need to discuss. That's a very, very important interview question is what is the differences between declarative and scripted pipeline? Next. And what type of pipeline we are going to use mostly in our Jenkins? I can say mixed. That's the reason yesterday I shared my Groovy documentation. If you answer for the third question, sorry, then there is a mixed. Sorry. So mixed is nothing but combination of declarative pipelines and scripted pipelines. Scripted pipeline in the sense definitely you have to use a Groovy based. So here I will definitely explain how to use a Groovy based syntaxes. I think as per my observations, people are a bit lacking in the Groovy. That's why uh, uh, in the corporate world, if you're looking at the complex pipelines, definitely you should be strong on the Groovy script, Groovy. So I don't know why people are escaping from the Groovy, but Groovy is a very simple. We'll definitely work on the domain-specific language from the Jenkins as well as a native Groovy features. Because if you don't use the Groovy features, some kind of operations we cannot automate. Yes, that's the reason yesterday I released the one content. So by using those contents, we'll unlock the Jenkins secrets pipeline. So trust me, we have lots of things we need to study and we need to discuss so many key points. Got it? So we are focusing on the mixed pipeline, like DSL combination as well as a Groovy combinations. Next, what is the pipeline structure? What is the pipeline structure? What is a pipeline structure? So here, if first we need to start about the declarative pipeline. Okay. So thanks. We'll come back in next session.